You made it to December. Here we are in the last month of the year, and this is a big one, getting us ready for an even bigger year ahead. Hello, I'm Kari, your intuitive counselor and happiness coach with your December forecast. And this is a month of really complete revision of your life and reflecting on where you've been and where you're going. So if you are right now asking yourself the big questions like, why am I here? What is my purpose? You are right on track, and you're not the only one either. This month, for the majority of the month, the first 3 weeks, the sun is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the sun sign that is all about looking toward the future with optimism and hope, and we need that right now. And also your beliefs and your ideals, really what motivates you, your higher mind. And while the sun is in this sign, Mercury is retrograde in Sagittarius. So you are revisioning, going back and rethinking things, revising things, reconnecting with what's important to you, what your beliefs are, what your ideals are, and maybe they've changed because the world is changing and your role in it is changing. The world's going to change a lot next year, really more than any other year in our life or other people's lives. Really, 2025, the astrology, you hear the word unprecedented a lot, and the astrology is unprecedented. I mean, there's so much change that's ahead of us, and planets that are coordinating change in a way that has never happened, like ever. It's not an exaggeration. So it truly is an unprecedented time that we are headed in. So this month is very important for you to regroup, recharge, all those RE words, not just because of the Mercury retrograde. There's 3 personal planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. The personal planets move quickly, right? And they affect you more personally, just like the name implies. And the outer planets are farthest in our solar system. And the outer planets take longer, their revolution takes longer, and their effects are more long-lasting. And one of the reasons that 2025 is so profound is because all of the outer planets are going to be in new signs. And 2 of them are going to be in the very beginning of the zodiac at 0 degrees Aries, the point of pure potential, of newness. Before they go into 0 degrees Aries, they're in the last degrees of Pisces, which is the last in the zodiac. So it's like this culmination of karma, personal and collective. And this is one of the many reasons things are so intense right now. And so this month is very important for you to collect yourself, to be present, to rejuvenate and reflect, and also understand what your place is in the world. So next year, every one of our planets will be retrograde. We're going to have all these new planets, and we're going to have planets that go in and out of these last signs, these last degrees of the zodiac and the new degrees. So we have a lot of endings and beginnings and so much change at once. And so that's why it's so important right now that you collect yourself and stay present. So Mercury's retrograde. It has been since November 25th, and it is retrograde until the 15th. And Mercury is the planet of your mind and how you communicate. And when a planet is retrograde, it gives you a chance to catch up with things, to catch up with the information that you may have missed. And that's why it's important not to make big decisions or big purchases while Mercury is retrograde. And then after the 15th, when it goes direct, you're still in the integration post-shadow phase. So you're integrating the lessons. And Mercury is retrograde in that sign of Sagittarius, your belief systems, your ideals. So you're rethinking all of that now. And this takes time and space. December 6th, Mars, the planet of action, your warrior planet, the physical body, courage, all of that goes retrograde for a long time. It is retrograde until the 23rd of February. So when the planet of action and forward movement and power and dynamism is retrograde, you may feel like you don't have the energy for things. Mars is going to be a very important planet all through next year because we have these new Aries energy, and planets go from earth and water, which are yin, into all fire and air next year. All our retrogrades, or Mercury retrogrades, are in fire next year. And Mars, we begin the year with Mars retrograde. So this warrior planet moving seemingly backwards, you may feel like you don't have the drive to do what you want to do. And it's retrograde in a fire sign at first, and then at the top of next year, it goes into Cancer, a water sign retrograde. So this sense of passion and fire, you're rekindling it. You're rediscovering what your passions are. So it's really not a time of moving forward as much as it is a time of reconnection and rediscovering. You notice I mentioned a lot of the RE words while we're talking here, because that is what this month is about. So even though we have all this fire, this movement of your mind in Sagittarius, your actions may be a little bit toned down, right? You may not have the energy. You don't want to burn yourself out. And that's what can happen when you don't listen to what the planets are telling you. Astrology is a blueprint and a roadmap for how to manage the energy. This is your celestial weather report. And so your mind may think, I need to do this and I need to do that. But remember, Mercury, your mind, is retrograde, and Sagittarius is your higher mind. So everything right now is like, look, easy speed racer. You may want to move ahead with your plans and do a lot, but the universe is trying to tell you to slow your pace, to think before you act. And that's the thing with the Mars retrograde. It helps you get in touch with these impulsive energies, the part of you that doesn't think before you act. So everything right now is saying, think, feel before you act. It doesn't mean you can't do anything, but it really is a time of discovering what's true to you and re-evaluating where you're motivated. And that is what the Mars is about. Are you motivated? Do you really feel like your heart is in this? And Leo rules the heart. So this is actually a good time to reconnect with your creativity and your passion projects, especially while the world is doing its thing now and next year and 2026 as well, which has a lot of change. As the world is deconstructing and reconstructing, you're going to want to know what your passions are. You're going to want to do things that bring you joy and help you feel good about yourself and your life. And so that's why this month is so important, because you do have a big role in the world and your place in it and making the world a more beautiful place. And you have to feel that beauty within you. You have to feel that passion within you. You have to feel that motivation within you. And as you allow yourself to stay centered and not push yourself and reflect and stay present, what happens? So our numerology of this month, December 2024, is an 11 universal month. And 11 is all about inspiration and receiving light from the divine and receiving a vision for your future. So instead of acting on an idea of what you think you want, you're receiving a vision, an inspiration of what you're meant to do instead. And it may be more creative. It may be more inspired. So allow yourself this time to be inspired, to connect with the divine, to really tune into your intuition and ask where it's guiding you instead of what you thought was once good for you. Everything's going to change. And as the world changes, you are changing your role in it. Does that make sense? How does that feel? So allow yourself this. I know there's so much pressure, especially around the holidays, to do holiday things, right? Allow yourself to have fun. Allow yourself to have quiet if you need it. All the things. What's also so amazing right now about this month is that we have a new moon on the first of the month and a new moon on the last day of the month. So we're going into this year of newness, this 2025 of everything just completely different than anything we've ever known. And these new moons are a very liminal space because there's not as much light reflected from the sun, and the moon is all about your inner world. So you have to really cultivate that light within you and allow that to grow. Cultivate the joy within you, cultivate the passion within you. So new moons are this place of planting a seed. And so we're entering this space of complete, in a way, the whole next year is like a new moon, where anything is possible and you're rebuilding a lot of many aspects of your life, or building from a place of pure inspiration. And so carry that within you as you're approaching a sense of unknown, as you're approaching a sense of maybe uncertainty. There's magic in that. You have to trust your divinity, and you have to trust that you have a role in the universe, and that helps you cultivate from a place of inspiration and joy and enthusiasm and trust. It's going to take a lot of trust. And so that's where you are right now. So I have 3 action steps to help you through this incredible time that we're living in. Your first action step is to be present. It's really easy to obsess about the future, or maybe even fear the future, or attach to like all the million things you have to do in the future. Really focus on being right here, right now, in your body. And when you are in your body, when you are present, that is when you allow the divine to come and give you a divine download and inspire you for your next step. So allow yourself to receive that. Allow yourself to be present without attaching to the future or dwelling on the past. Be in your body. Feel that beautiful breath within you, the joy of being alive right now, and let yourself be inspired in the present moment. And your second action step is to be kind to yourself and others. And when I say be kind, I really do mean to yourself first, because especially during this holiday season, you may feel so much pressure to do things and be around people in a way that feels overtaxing to yourself. And I remind you, especially with Mercury and Mars retrograde, it's really important to not make big expenditures or do too much. And so allow yourself to step back from obligations if they don't feel right for you. Allow yourself not to be around certain people if you don't feel comfortable with them. That's being kind to yourself and others. And of course, with Mars retrograde as well, there's a sense of impulsiveness. People may be more irritable or angry. And so you want to watch how you're feeling. If you start to get triggered, take some time out. Allow yourself to process. Remember to breathe and stay present, and then speak or interact when you're feeling more centered. Okay, so as you're kind to yourself and honoring what you feel is appropriate for your schedule, then that allows you to be more kind to others. I hope that you allow yourself that grace. Which brings us to action step number 3, which is to be open to new possibilities. Divine inspiration comes into you when you give yourself the space for it. So, especially with these retrogrades right now, it's really not a time for big expenditures, big decisions, a lot of that. And so you want to leave space and time in your calendar, and you want to allow yourself the freedom and flexibility for new options to emerge. And you're also going to be reevaluating everything right now. And so as you do that, as you let go of what you should be doing or what you think your life is meant to be as a preconception, or the intentions that you had that no longer light your fire, as you let go of that, you allow for new inspiration to come to you. And be open to that. Be open to new identities. Be open to new inspiration. And really be open to change, because if your calendar is too rigid right now, that's when the trickster energy of Mercury retrograde can get you. So you really want to make sure that you're leaving things open. And I have something that's going to help you through this time and through next year, the whole entire year. I have a free resource for you, your personal year numerology guide. And so you can download that using the link in the description below, and that's free. Now, if you really, really want to have your whole entire year, the big picture of the year, and a month-to-month cosmic weather forecast, listen, next year is not a time to just wing it. This is a resource that can really help you, because it's not going to be an easy peasy, anything goes kind of year. There's a lot of twists and turns. There's some cosmic storms that happen at very specific times. And then there's some open periods. And if you really want to have insight into when you should not do things and when you should, I highly recommend that you access 2025 Illuminated. It's on sale at a very low price for the holidays. I highly recommend it. It is a small investment that can save you a lot of frustration in the long run. Celestial weather is like any weather, and you really want to avoid any kind of weather interference. That can really save you a lot in the long run. So check that out in the link below, and I'll have that for you. And that is on sale this month. And I hope that I've helped you throughout the year have more joy and more insight and more meaning in your life. Make sure that if you've enjoyed this video to like it and subscribe to this channel, because I have so much more to offer you in the weeks and months ahead. I'm wishing you a joyful holiday season and a fantastic December and beyond. I love you so much. Lots of love. Bye for now.